Hello YouTube, B3 here, back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the Power Rangers Super Megaforce Action Series Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue Titanium Ranger. Yeah, this is a really neat little figure. I've been really into the action hero line lately. And Lightspeed Ranger, the Titanium Ranger, he was an American Ranger all the way. Like, I believe that this Ranger was an American creation, so he wasn't in the Sentai or anything beforehand. This is just all-American dude, and he was one of those kind of evilish Rangers, I think, because he was first under the influence of Diabolico. And I kind of remember being a cool villain. I haven't watched a lot of Lightspeed Rescue in forever. I remember the acting being terrible. But eventually, gets away from being a bad guy and becomes like, the sixth Ranger of the team, I believe. So yeah, that's really cool. I've really been admiring the action hero, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna just pick it up, because I saw it at a Kmart, and I was like, I'm gonna just get him. He's cool. So yeah, it's really nice. Like his little titanium laser axe thing looks really good. I'm just gonna show you this guy right now. I'll zoom out just a little bit. So here's Titanium Ranger in all of his glory. For Super Megaforce, they're releasing a lot of the Red Rangers and the 6th Rangers and stuff. But, the titanium laser thing looks really cool. It's just a really dope axe. It's a very nice gold color. Lots of great detail on it. I really like it. And then he's got kind of like the basic mold towards the end of the series, I believe, with the Lightspeed Rescue belt and cuff sculpts and stuff, and then his own special head sculpt. I used to have a figure of this guy that was closer to maybe 5 or 6 inches that lit up in the face. It was really cool. I really loved that figure. I think he got chewed up by a dog. Ah, dogs. What you gonna do? But, that's what happens when you have to play outside. Screw the outside! But yeah, Titanium Ranger, really cool. That's his only accessory, but that's fine. Articulation here, head side to side, up and down on the arms, real nice. Forward and back, of course. Elbow bend, swivel on the glove. No waist or anything, but I'm not complaining really. In and out, forward, back, knee bend, and swivel there on the boot. So yeah, not the best articulation in the world. Still better than this mofo right here, but it's cool. It's just a cheap little figure for kids. So, I think it's really nice, actually. Because the kind of grayish silvery color looks really nice. The white's real white. The gold is real gold. Woo! It's not, it's real gold looking. But, there's a Lightspeed Rescue emblem right there. It's a very nice head sculpt. They really captured that, I guess. The Rangers aren't too crazy looking. They're pretty easy to capture for the most part. But yeah, he looks really nice. I mean, the paint detail is mostly spot on because this guy doesn't have a lot of colors in his suit. Here's his suit right here. He's missing some blue there and a little stuff on the head, and he's kind of doesn't have these shoulder pads. They're really just painted on, but that's fine because they would super hinder articulation on a cheap figure like this. So yeah, I think he's a pretty good likeness, all in all. Just missing a few paint things, but not a bad figure in the least. So yeah, let's check out size comparisons. Alright, now here's Titanium Ranger with some other action heroes, Here on the left we have the Quantum Ranger from the Super Megaforce line also, and he's from Time Force. And then here on the right we have the Dino Charge action heroes line, Power Rangers Red Ranger Dino Charge figure. And, I'm all caught up to date on Dino Charge, and I have a few more of the Super Megaforce. I have Dino Thunder Red, I have Mighty Morphin Green and Mighty Morphin, White and stuff. But I'm not opening them currently, because last time I checked, I saw Dino Thunder Red going for a decent price. And, I have the figure arts for the Mighty Morphins, so I really don't need to open the Super Megaforce. I'll just let them sit around for a while, and if they never get any, real value, then maybe I'll open them, but we're just gonna wait and see for them. But yeah, I think all these guys look great together. They have mostly the same kind of torso and stuff. Quantum's my most recent one, And well, other than the bike you saw earlier, which they all fit on, by the way. But, he looks perfect with Quantum, and Red might be a little taller than him, as you can see, but I think that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's barely enough to really count. So, yeah, I think that your Titanium Ranger is going to look great with your other action heroes. Now, if you have, say, figure arts or something, they're not going to scale with them. Really, just the action hero line is the only Power Ranger thing I have that they scale well with. There's those big kind of 7-8 inch armored figures. Not going to scale well with those. Not going to scale well with your Samurai and Megaforce figures. They're too small. I'm not sure if there was an older Power Ranger line where they were in this scale, but I don't think they were, because lots of older Power Ranger lines were more the figure art size. And, here's figure arts Kamen Rider Forns, or one of my other favorites. Just a bunch of foreign stuff, not Ichigo. But yeah, I just don't think he's going to scale well with them. And here's some more action heroes. These are both from Dino Charge. Excuse me if I accidentally call it Dino Thunder at some point. Dino Thunder is my favorite Ranger series, so it's probably going to happen. But yeah, here on the left we have the little Dino Charge Megazord. I don't know if I'm going to get the big one yet. I'm really content with this small one right now, because I'm not a big Megazord guy. Megazords are like my least favorite part of the show, honestly. But, yeah, they obviously don't scale. I'm just showing you how they kind of rack up. And then I don't have any of the Super Megaforce villains, and definitely not a Lightspeed Rescue villain. Not anymore, anyways. Used to have an older one. But, here's a Vivix, aka Paramonster, from, Dino Charge, Kyurager. So, there's that, So, I think he does scale well with the villain there. And, if you don't want that guy, you can get a Super Megaforce villain, which I'm sure he scales fine with. And there's this kind of dough gold Fury guy, too, who's he's a great figure. I really like this guy, actually. So, yeah, there you have it. So, what are my final thoughts on the Power Rangers Super Megaforce Action Hero series? Titanium Ranger. Well, you know what? He's actually really cool. I'm really liking the action hero line. They're just cheap. And, maybe you can find some Super Megaforce on clearance somewhere or whatever, but they're probably just hanging with Dino Charge. That's what they're doing at this point. I just picked this guy up because I was like, screw it. And his packaging was already kind of open, so I was like, screw it. I'll just open him, and I did, and I really loved him. And I opened all my Dino Charge, so I love them too. So I knew I was going to love him, but he's really, really cool. So, all in all, I'm going to give him 4 out of 5 stars. He's not this grand old figure, but just a cheap little figure for your kids, If you have a kid that's in the Lightspeed Rescue or Super Megaforce or just Power Rangers in general, they'll like this guy. He's a really just neat little figure. And if you just want a cheap little Titanium Ranger, you really loved him back in the day, but you can't find a decent price, older figure of him, then pick this up. Because this is just a neat little figure, and it's probably not that expensive on Amazon or eBay or something. I would see if you can find yourself a good one. And this guy's a good one. So, yeah, that's it, you guys. 4 out of 5 stars. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, and I'll see you all later.